Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having an amazing morning. I apologize, I haven't shared in a while, but today my sharing is going to be a breast cancer update. I know it's been a while, and it's been a really interesting journey. So there are a couple of things I want to talk about quickly. I just want to talk about the lull that I've been experiencing since my last update. I They had to wait for the kind of surgery I'm having, reconstruction surgery I'm having, which is the deep flap. And because they had to wait for my veins to heal from the radiation, it makes them too fragile. So they don't want to have to be sewing veins, which they have to do. Deep flap is a microsurgery where they take flesh, not just flesh and fat from your belly, and then put it as breasts. They used to use muscle and everything. They don't need to do that anymore. So they have to sew the arteries together to allow blood supply to that. So it's this really fine surgery, and I had to have strong veins. And so they wanted to wait until January, which was hard for me because I am my out of pocket for my insurance is $6,600. I have met my out of pocket this year. If my surgery was in January, I would need to pay all that out of pocket again, and it's just been a big financial burden for me. It's made things very tight, and so with that, I talked to the surgeons, and I didn't have any marking or anything from the radiation. I tolerated it really well. So they said, well, we think you'll be fine if we do December instead of January, which saved me that extra money. And so it was scheduled for last week, and it didn't come because of an administrative error, and it was heartbreaking for a few reasons, and those reasons are what I want to talk about today. There were a lot of things that happened for me since I went septic. I have been suffering some very specific experiences, physical experiences. I've had muscle aches, my joints, my ankles, my feet, my everything hurts. I'm weak. I'm so incredibly weak. I've moved entire houses. In fact, I moved two of them the year before. I moved my parents, and I moved us, my son's house and my house. We moved all of that, mostly us, and I was fine. Carrying furniture after furniture was a good workout. We tried to bring a headboard up the stairs during the last few months, and I couldn't. I was exhausted. Halfway up the stairs, I almost dropped it. I barely made it to the bedroom, and I was exhausted. I could not lift another thing. My muscles hurt. My bones hurt. So I have this chronic fatigue. I've had headaches. My breathing is still like I've wanted to run, and for several reasons I keep getting pushed back, but I've had all this stuff that has worried me. I've had memory loss. I've been my hair's been weird, which scares me because my dad has dementia. And so I've been going through all of this, insomnia, moments of depression of all things with my brain chemistry I don't have. And it was interesting for several months. I'm like, okay, it was a sepsis. And 5 months later, I was like, how can this still be the sepsis? And they said, well, it can take up to a year to recover. And I thought, it just doesn't take me that long to recover. With my brain chemistry, and also just in my family, we recover quickly from things. So it wasn't making a lot of sense to me. And so then I started taking, after the radiation was done, I started on a hormone blocker called anastrozole, and I was having all these same symptoms. I mean, and I was continuing to have them. I didn't realize, but I kept attributing them now to the anastrozole. It only took me a short time to adapt to an anastrozole, and it can be really hard for people. I mean, it's very flu-like kind of symptoms and stuff, but mostly when it wears off. So anytime it started to wear off and I started to get the symptoms, I'd take it again. But I was still suffering all these same things. I was still having headaches. I was still having chronic pain, muscle aches, joint pain, depressive thought, like not feeling like I could handle things. I mean, all these things that are really foreign to me. And with it all, and the surgery, that's where it ties together. When the surgery was canceled last week, it was like a devastation. Ever since they removed that first expander when I went septic, I've been like, I want this out, I want this out, I want this out. And my brain has been almost in a desperate state. I didn't realize, I don't know if you've ever had that. I need this now. It has to happen now, or I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Right. And I had that. I hated this expander so bad. It was miserable. And, it was funny because a while ago, the surgeon said, well, we could just take that out and not wait on the other surgery. And I'm like, well, I'd rather do it all at once. And when we had the surgery scheduled, it was if the deep flap can't happen, we'll still back up and do this. But then administrative error, the deep flap was canceled because beds are full of COVID patients, ICUs. And if you have an 8-hour surgery, you have to have an ICU available. So that was canceled. But somebody made an administrative error. So the expander was also canceled because they didn't have the authorization yet. And it was like heartbreaking to me. And then my nurse navigator, who is my heaven, this woman is, I just love her so much. She's the sweetest, kindest, most supportive. She has been my rock through this. And especially since she's been the person that can handle what I need, which is what she did is she went to the hospital OR, head of OR, and said, hey, listen, we need her rescheduled. She can't pay more out of pocket, and she needs this surgery now. And so they rescheduled me for yesterday, and I went in for the surgery. And what was interesting is what happened after the surgery. I came out of surgery and recovered for about an hour. My surgery was, I went into the OR around 11. It was an hour-long surgery. I came out. I rested for a little bit in the OR. I came home around 3. And I sat for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and just watched something. I just sat in this chair and relaxed and watched something. And then all of a sudden, I just had all this energy, no pain at all. I went and reorganized my room. I didn't lift over 10 pounds, just in case my doctor sees this. But we moved, my granddaughter helped me move some stuff that I was capable of moving, and cleaned all around the house, did a bunch of projects. You can see a carpet behind me. I put that up there the day before. But I am reorganizing everything, and I just came home and I would sit and I'd go do a bunch of stuff, and then I'd sit down and rest for a little while and then do a bunch more. But I had no fatigue. I had energy. I was so happy and positive and on top of things, and I felt amazing. And all of a sudden, I thought there was a thing I heard about called implant illness. Implant illness is having foreign objects in your body. And people with implant illness get chronic fatigue and headaches. I'm reading this off something. Persistent joint and muscle pain, unexplained respiratory difficulties, hair loss and frequent skin rashes, chronically dry mouth and eyes, poor memory and concentration, depression, anxiety, and insomnia. All of my symptoms. I was astounded because I was realizing from radiation, I even had the hair loss. And they're like, that doesn't make any sense. But after, I kept attributing it to the sepsis. I'm going to talk about this more. I'm at almost my 10 minutes, but I just look it up. If you have implants, if you have these symptoms, look it up. And I will talk to you more in the next one about this whole topic. So I'll have a series again. I hope everyone has an amazing day. I love you. Thank you so much for your kindness and support. I will talk to you soon.